Christina Hill, and this is the Own Your Crap podcast. In my early 30s, I found myself in a dangerous downward spiral of depression and misery, and I truly thought my life was over. Until an amazing teacher told me that the secret to my healing was to own my crap. Literally own it. Accept it for what it is and move forward from there. And I can honestly say that from that day on, everything in my life changed. So I'm here to help you, inspire you, and guide you so that you too can own your crap and live your best fucking life. Each week, I want to take you on a journey that helps you figure out a path that works for you. A path to change, nurture, and develop what I consider to be the pillars of a happy and successful life. Your mental health, your physical health, and your financial health. As well as stories, tips, and tricks from my own life, I want to share with you some nuggets of gold from some of the most amazing special guests. I'm super grateful for you joining me on this journey. And if you like what you hear, or if you know someone who could benefit from this, then please share, like, and follow this podcast. It really helps get the message to people who need it. Now, get ready to own your crap. Hello, welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning into the Own Your Crap podcast. I'm Christina Hill, and I'm so excited to be doing this. After so many months of procrastinating, in fact, this podcast has been in the making for years, I finally decided to overcome my fears, own my own crap, and just get on with things. And I'm super grateful to be able to do this. Now, I don't quite know how long this first episode is going to be, but I'll get started with telling you a little bit about myself, where I've come from, and why this project of Own Your Crap is so important to me. Now, I'm a mum of two amazing kids. I'm a wife. I have the most fabulous husband. I'm a freedom fighter, and I'm an online entrepreneur. And I have come from a very conservative and religious family. And while it was a loving home, and I have a great relationship with my parents now, for so many years in my teens and 20s, I struggled with acceptance, with confidence, and finding who I was for years within their bounds of conservatism and religion that just didn't fit within me. And I really believe that this struggle with my identity led me to have some pretty unhealthy relationships, one in particular for 13 years that was so controlling and so damaging that it only ended when I had a complete and utter mental breakdown. And this is where the title of the podcast comes from: Own Your Crap and Live Your Best Fucking Life. And yes, I swear a little bit. I'm not conventional all the time. And yeah, I just want to share this story. So back when my life fell apart, I was 34. And once that horrible chapter of that relationship had finally ended, and that's perhaps a story for another time, I was seeing then my, 7th or 8th psychologist, desperately trying to put my life together, still desperately trying to blame someone for why my life was so shit. And it wasn't until I found a mental health carer that I finally gelled with, and he put me on to the works of the incredible Dr. Wayne Dyer. Now, I'd never heard of Wayne Dyer, but his works touched me so deeply. And he talks at length about personal responsibility. And the phrase he used was, "I chose it all and I own it all." And it's a concept that no matter what's happened to you, no matter what situation you find yourself in, and for me, no matter how crap I thought my life was, I chose it all. And therefore, I own all my crap. And that gave me the power to change it, to let go of it, to overcome it, to stop finding someone or something else to be responsible for it. And for me, that was the pivotal moment. That was the cornerstone to me putting my life back together, and to me living my life now to this day, 15, 16 years later. And it was so, so powerful. And it just meant that if, you know, even if something wasn't my fault, if the worst of the worst things happen to you, bad shit happens to good people. No one asks to be in an abusive relationship. No one actively chooses that and go, oh, yeah, I'm going to step into that. But by putting myself in that position, by remaining to be in that position, by choosing to try to save that relationship one more time, I chose to be in that desperately unhealthy position. And that's really, really powerful just to sit on that for a moment, that when you're in a relationship with someone that you love, or there's something going on around you and you're still trying to fix it, or you're still trying to externalize it, or you're still trying to say, oh, it'll be fine, he didn't mean it, or whether it's a work situation or any other thing in your life. But until you go, no, I'm choosing, by staying in this place, in this time, in this frame in my life, I'm choosing it. And so by that, by owning your crap, you're in control with what you do with it. It's yours, and an extreme example is you just walking down the street and you get blindsided by a car. You didn't ask for that to happen. And then there's aftermath of mental and physical scarring to heal. The crap you own is how you approach that. Do you go into victim mode and wallow in self-pity, or do you go, fuck, shit happens to me, I own it, now I can step forward? And so for me, once I was on the other side of that relationship and I put my life back together and I'd met my now amazing husband, I was then faced with other struggles. I struggled with infertility to have my children. I had an absolute slew of chronic health conditions and autoimmune conditions to overcome with. All of these things tested my strength and my resolve and my values. And then over the last few years, I mean, it's 2023, I'm recording this. Actually, it's the 1st of January, 2023, I'm recording this. I'm going to digress for a second because it's New Year's Day. And I know I've been procrastinating and putting this podcast off for a long time, especially over the last 6 months. And 2024 for me is going to be the year that I 150 fucking % push myself past every barrier, roadblock, uncomfortableness that there is, and just say yes to everything. So that'll come out in other episodes as we go forward. So back to this kind of story, I was faced with a whole pile of issues, my resolve and my values, and I know now that I am the type of person who doesn't like to follow the norms. And so I tend to find myself in uncomfortable and unconventional situations. And all of these things have led me to where I am today. The last few years over COVID, oh, that's where I was going. Yeah, have really put me in an uncomfortable position and really tested my values and really tested my courage and my strength. And by owning my crap, the choices that myself and Mike, my husband, have made, we own that. Those outcomes of our choices, we own. And the world is almost conspiring to push us in a direction where we are forced to face our crap and deal with it to be able to create the life that we want to create. And so it's through all of these experiences, through my looking back at my childhood, through an unhealthy relationship, through mental health, through physical health, through infertility, and overcoming all of that, that I can embrace now that even in the absolute depths of all of these challenges, there are so many lessons to learn and so many experiences that we can grow from and then use to make ourselves so much happier and so much stronger and make our life so much more fulfilling if only we are willing to own our crap. And so that's where I'm at. And I'm so excited for the journey ahead. And that is just a tiny little snippet of who I am and where I'm from. And there's so much to unpack. And I've got so many ideas of so many topics that I want to cover, centering around owning your crap, and to use the formal phrase of personal responsibility. And I think that will be episode number 2, is just on personal responsibility and really diving deep into that and how powerful that can be. I also want to bring to you stories from people who are inspiring, who've got knowledge to share, who are just everyday people that by owning their crap and overcoming the adversities in their life, how they've created something amazing and special, and it's something we can all learn from. I've got a list an arm long of people that I want to get on this show. Some of it is, goals for the future. Some of it are people that I have a very close relationship with that I know will love to be a part of this journey. And others are absolute freaking pipe dreams that if I can hit those goals, oh my God, I'll be so excited. And I'll be so excited for you guys to hear their story. So yeah, this is kind of it for my first episode. Just a really short introduction into me and what I hope to achieve here. Such as it is, I really hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you'll join me again next week, because I really want to try and keep myself going to inspire other people. This year for me, 2024, is going to be about service. I had spent my career working for other people, trying to make other businesses function better, try to make other people more money, try to make other people's lives easier. And this year for 2024 is about me connecting with people on a one-on-one level and giving service from a personal place. I have got a career in business and finance. I'm really great at auditing someone's processes and books and accounts and blah, blah, blah. But it's soulless. I'm 47 years old. My birthday was just a couple of months ago in November. And I've gone through some shit in my life, and I've got some lessons, so many lessons that I've learned. And over the last few years with working as an entrepreneur and being in social media and doing so much personal development, I've realized that there is a depth of knowledge that I want to be able to share, and I want to grow myself and share some of that wisdom with people. And I'm sitting here at the moment having major imposter syndrome. Who the hell am I to be doing this? But I've just felt drawn. I've just felt it's a calling. I want to do this, and I hope to help. I hope to help lots of people. But if I can just connect with one person through doing this, then it will be worth it. If I can share one little tidbit that helps someone take a step forward in their life, that helps someone take ownership of where they are, that helps someone break through a barrier that they've carried in their life, in their heart. If I can help one person own their crap and live their fucking best life, then every little bit will be worth it. So if you found value in this, I really ask that you like and subscribe to the podcast and share it with someone if you think that they can learn something from this, that they can benefit from this, and help other people discover a message that just might help them on their journey to owning their crap. So thank you so much. A short but sweet one, and I will see you next week.